Okay, hi, dear students. Welcome to this third session of Module 6. We are going to start this session. So, welcome, and good morning. I don't see any person connected. So, let me see. What about the YouTube? Okay, no, nobody is on the chat. So remember, if you get into this session during or later, you can use the chat to put any comment or any doubt that you have. So don't wait until the final. Just put the comment and your doubt. I am going to review constantly the chat in order to check all these comments. So I am starting, and for that reason, I am going to start sharing my screen. So let me see. Here is it. Okay. Well, as you know, we are on week number 3. We are abording the unit number 3 also, hobbies and abilities. And as you know, my name is Dora Luz. I am your facilitator, and this is the agenda of this session. First, we are going to see the training purpose and expected learning. Also, we are talking about the integrative activities, some particular instructions that are very important that you follow in order to get the better evaluation here. Also, we are going to review some topics, some selected topics. These kind of topics are the most important for the activities. And we will see also the formative activities. So, first, what about the training purpose and expected learning? As you know, and I mentioned since the first session, the goal of this module is that you achieve the level A1 of English. It's the most basic level of English, so it is expected that you get this level. What about this unit? Well, during this unit, we are going to talk about abilities, likes, dislikes, and also our daily routine. So we have these topics. What can you do? Do you? Does he? And my daily routine. So we are here during week 3, unit number 3. For that reason, we have two integrative activities: applying for a job and finding a roommate. The first activity, the number 5, applying for a job, consists in a kind of format that you have to fill with different questions about a possible roommate. Sorry. This is activity number 5. You have to fill the format with all your abilities, with all your likes, dislikes, what do you love, what do you hate, etc., etc., etc. For this, you need to use this grammar: like, dislike, love, and hate. Remember, for the affirmative form, you need to put the subject followed by the verb, the noun, or ing verb. For example, I like pizza, or I like singing. This means me gusta cantar. Okay, remember that here, until we use ing, we don't use as a progressive present time. We use it as noun. So this ing ending, it converts the verb in noun. Esta terminación convierte al verbo en sustantivo. ¿Sale? We can say also he or she likes. And notice this. We add an S. Why? Well, we are talking about he or she. And remember, it applies the same rule for the present simple. Always we are talking about he, she, or it. We add an es or an s at the final of the verb. It's just to indicate that we are talking about a present simple. Also, we can use I dislike, no me gusta. I dislike pizza, I dislike singing, or he or she dislikes singing. So, remember. Or maybe I love singing, I love pizza, or he or she loves singing. And also for hate, odiar. I hate pizza, I hate singing, he, she hates singing. Okay, so for the negative form, we use subject, auxiliary do or does, not the verb or the noun or ing verb. For example, the subject, I don't, auxiliary, and this is the short form, the contraction. We can use also do not, but here is the contraction. Don't. I don't like pizza. I don't like singing. He or she doesn't. Why doesn't? Well, remember, we use does in case of he, she, or it. He, she doesn't like singing. And it's exactly the same for the rest of the verbs. Dislike, love, and hate. So you can see it's exactly the same. And you can notice here that when we use doesn't, we don't put the s or es at the final of the verb. Why? Well, we are indicate the present simple just with the auxiliary. So we don't need to put the es or s at the final of the verb. We just put the es with the auxiliary. This is very important. And what about the interrogative form? Well, it's the same, just that we invert the order of the words. We use first the auxiliary do or does, followed by the subject, the verb, and finally the noun or the ing verb. For example, do you like pizza? Or do you like singing? And does he or she like singing? Remember, first the auxiliary, the pronoun or the subject, the verb like, dislike, love, or hate, and the noun like pizza or the ing verb, singing, sing. So, and here we have some roles. For example, at s or es in case of he, she, it. I mean, the roles that I mentioned before. You have this resource as additional resource that I send you in the forum, and you can see it as additional resource that I put in the guide of and in the orientation and guide of week 3. So you can use this resource in order to complete your activity number 5, because you need to use the verbs like, dislike, hate, and love. And after that, you are going to record an audio. Remember that your audio have a maximum time of record of 1 minute with 30 seconds. So a lot of you has writing me about what happened if you can do you record in this time and you have a little bit more time. So nothing happens if you have a record with 2 minutes, is okay. However, please remember that before you record your audio, you need to practice before. Why? Well, because this will help you to don't extend so much your audio. So you need to practice before. By this way, you use efficiently your time. And maybe you will have a little bit more time, but I mean, don't deliver audios with 5 minutes. So, and what else about here? Well, I have an example of the format with all the information that is asked for you. Here is the format. I fill it with my personal information, and notice this. For example, for the first question, what can you do? Write 2 abilities you can do. I put the answer. Well, I can read scientific texts very well. Also, I can organize my time very well. And I put a picture that illustrates this information that I put here. This is a kind of Nature, a very famous scientific magazine. And here is a kind of a picture that illustrates the organization of my time. Okay. Also, what can't you do? Okay. I can't use the computer without glasses. I can't speak French. Okay. Here is a woman with glasses, and here is a person, and it is refers that I can't speak French. What do you like to do? ¿Qué te gusta hacer? I like spending time with my family. Notice that I am using here the grammar that I have showed you just before. Subject, the verb, the noun, or the verb with the ing termination, and the complement. I like to read, also could be, about education topics. This is why. About my dislikes, I dislike working late. I dislike to eat unhealthy food. I hate watching TV. I hate to watch soap operas. I love being a teacher. I love spending time in nature. And this is me in nature. And this is my students because I love to be teacher. So, and you have to copy the URL of your audio here, as I just tell you before. Okay, here is another. You can use I love singing when you use, you mentioned that you like to sing in a general way. But if you have information, a particular information of what song you like to sing, so you can use to sing. For example, I love to sing Beautiful Day. Ok, diré esto en español para que lo entiendan mejor. Ustedes podrán haber notado que en la actividad que les acabo de mostrar, yo usé en algunas ocasiones la terminación ing y en otras ocasiones esta forma. Normalmente es correcto usar las dos, pero ustedes de manera general se usa la terminación ing cuando hablamos de una acción de manera general. Por ejemplo, me gusta cantar. I love singing. ¿Okay? En general, cualquier canción. Pero si yo voy a hablar en particular de una situación en específico que me gusta, entonces es preferible usar la forma to sing. I love to sing Beautiful Day. Me gusta cantar Beautiful Day. Okay. Aquí estoy hablando de una canción en particular, entonces normalmente se usa esta estructura, ya no la terminación ing, sino en verbo en infinitivo y con el to. I love to sing Beautiful Day. Entonces voy a regresarme tantito aquí, por ejemplo. Chequen este ejemplo. I dislike working late. In general way, I don't like to work until late. No me gusta trabajar tarde, ¿ok? En una manera general. Pero aquí, en el otro ejemplo, yo puse, I dislike to eat unhealthy food. Ya no estoy hablando de manera general, sino de algo en particular. No me gusta o me disgusta comer comida no saludable. ¿Sale? Entonces aquí usé to eat porque ya estoy hablando de un tipo de comida en particular que no me gusta comer. Por ejemplo, aquí tenemos otro ejemplo. I hate watching TV. Odio ver televisión en general. Pero si yo quiero hablar de un programa en particular que no me gusta, como son las novelas, I hate to watch soap operas. No me gusta o odio ver novelas. Y aquí en particular estoy mencionando un contenido en particular que no me gusta. Por eso usted utilice esta forma, to watch. ¿Va? Normalmente lo pueden encontrar de las dos maneras. Yo les estoy mostrando una regla que es comúnmente utilizada. Realmente podrían usar las dos y no hay problema. ¿Ok? Ahora, ¿qué pasa? What about with the can verb? We can use the can to express physical abilities, cognitive abilities, and social abilities. I can do gymnastics. Physical ability. I can do a crossword very fast. Cognitive ability or social ability, as my brother can make friends easily. So, all this means you can. Tú puedes. Todo significa tú puedes. ¿Sale? We use the verb can to express abilities, askings, permissions, and possibilities. And how we use the verb can. You use I can, you can, he or she can. Observe that you don't have to add s or es with he, she, it. This we are talking about the verb can. Is an special or an exception verb. So we don't use he or she or it with cans. It is wrong. We use just can. For the negative form, we don't use auxiliaries. Also, we don't use verb to be. We just use the verb can't. I cannot or I can't. He, she, or it cannot, or he, she, it can't. For all the forms, all the nouns is the same. And in the interrogative way, we use first the verb can, followed by the noun. Can I? Can you? Etc. So remember, with can, we don't add es or s with he, she, or it, and we don't use auxiliaries. Okay, this is about the first activity. Now, finding a roommate. It is another activity, the number 6 activity. And you have to imagine that you are interviewing your possible roommate. And you have to design some questions in order to know her or his daily routine. It is just an imaginary exercise. So you have to make the questions and also you have to answer the questions as you be your roommate. It's just a kind of imagination. So write the 5 sentences and finally you have to write 5 sentences where you explain the routine of your possible roommate. Remember that you will use the structure of the third person. Use the adverb of time first, after, then, and finally. I can't, for example, I can't make the example of this exercise because I I will give you the activity. I mean, no puedo resolver esta actividad porque les daría la actividad resuelta. No puedo poner ejemplos, ¿sale? But we can see the example that is on the instructions of the activity. For example, what time does he or she have a lunch? This is the example, and this is the answer. Samantha has lunchtime at 7 o'clock. We use does or do, and we use also has. This is another example. Does he or she exercise regularly? Yes, she does exercise regularly. So this is why. Remember that for double H questions, you have to put the double H question followed by the do or does auxiliary, depends on the personal pronoun that you are using, followed by the personal pronoun, the verb, and the complement. Where do they study? They study in Prepa en línea. When does the restaurant open? The restaurant opens at 10 a.m. Notice that here we use does, but here we don't use the auxiliary because just we are answering with the affirmation. And for affirmative form in present simple, we don't use auxiliaries. We just put S or ES in case of he, she, or it. We have two formative activities, job abilities, and our daily routine. So please don't forget to make or to work on these activities because they help you to review and to check the main topics of this week. And we have also the learning forum. We are talking about 3 likes and 3 dislikes about yourself, describing your daily routine, and also 5 abilities that you consider very important about yourself. Remember that you can use also this space in order to put doubts, comments about resources or about activities. But also we are using this space to practice. So what practice? So we are talking about these 3 questions. And remember, present simple. We are talking all about present simple. For the affirmative form, the negative form, and the interrogative form. For the affirmative form, we use the subject with the bare infinitive verb. In case of he, she, or it, we add s or es. Negative form, we use the subject, the auxiliary, do or does for he, she, it, and do for the rest of the pronouns. The not, we can use also contractions, don't for do not, or doesn't for does not, and the bare infinitive verb. That means that without the to. I don't run. And for the interrogative form, we use first the auxiliary, followed by the subject, the infinitive verb, and the question mark. Does she run? In this case, we use does because we are talking about she. But if you are talking about I, you, we, or they, we use just do. And the verb is without s, even if you are talking he, she, or it. Why? Well, because you are using does, and does have the es termination. And it's all about this session. I don't know if is someone connected. Okay, nobody is connected. Okay, I know that it's very early this session. I am trying to use different schedules. I don't have so much success with the survey that I sent you during the first week in order to know your disposition of what hour you have more time to get into to this synchronous session. However, I think that you can you can see or watch this session in the record way. Please remember, review always, check the session. Why? Well, because you are going to, first we are practicing the listening, because I am talking in English. So it's an excellent resource in order that you practice your listening. Also, we are talking about some particular information about your activities that are very, very important that you work on to get the best evaluation here. So, I don't say goodbye. I just say see you later, because we are talking on platform. And have a nice week. Have a nice day also, and a very, very successful week 3. See you on platform.